Alrighty, how are we doing, everybody? Is my mic on? It is. That's good. So we've got about 3.5 minutes until the game does begin. The AFL app was down before. We couldn't even see the teams, which really annoyed me. I don't know if the AFL... No, it still hasn't got ready. So, of course, obviously tonight the big talking point will be about Harry Sheezel and the Cane Corns kicking him out of the rooms. He's not allowed in there. I actually don't mind it. I don't really care, to be honest. I mean, I think North Melbourne have every right to ban whoever they want to. Not really a massive... I mean, I don't know if they should really, but at the end of the day, I think the stuff that Cane Corns was saying about Sheezel was pretty overblown, to say the least. I don't think he needed to say it. I don't think that Harry Sheezel's just padding his stats, so to speak. I think he's playing a role at halfback. Yes, I think he probably should be used a little bit more up the ground, but I don't think that's stat padding, so to speak. I did want to talk a little bit about at halftime, or maybe at some point tonight in the stream, about the AFL 26 game coming out, because I haven't really talked about it much yet on the channel or on the podcast or anything like that. And I do actually want to talk about it because I think I've got a take that a lot of people probably... I haven't seen many people make the point of, and I think that it does need to be talked about. So Jai Simpkin has won the toss for the Roos. He's going to the left-hand side of the screen. But yeah, I think I have a different point about it. I think it's pretty scummy to not release any sort of actual gameplay. They've shown one clip, I think, so far of a kick of a mark that Heaney took in the grand final. In the qualifying final. Like, they made a replay of that. It's like 3 seconds. They've not shown any gameplay trailer or any sort of gameplay with a week before it releases. I think it's fucking ridiculous. So players are starting to move into positions now for the game. So, Marvel Stadium, North Melbourne and the Bombers. Essendon win tonight. They go to a 4-3 record and have more wins than losses, which would be for the first time this year, while North Melbourne can get on the winners list for the second time this year and answer a few doubters that have been around the media over the week. So we're still waiting for the clock for the game to start. I don't know why. Everyone's in position. Get the game going. I know there's some, argument or whatever about, oh, you can't do this and that. So if anyone's having any issue with the stream, it's just saying it's going bad at the moment. Just let me know, because I don't really know. But the game has begun at Marvel. Here we go. So from the tap down, Cherry wins the first tap. Davies-Uniacke handball at the back to Sheezel. Gets the kick away, only just straight to Merritt though. Drives it inside the forward 50, low ball, nice kick. Hits up Perkins on the lead. Great kick there from Zach Merritt. Interesting game for him tonight. They did bring in Will Phillips, the Roos, potential tagging role, but at the moment, he's not lined up on him at this stage. But All eyes are on Archie Perkins for the first goal of the night. Can he kick it through? He'll kick from just outside 50. He comes in with a bit of an arc. The kick looks pretty straight. The Bombers fans stand, and he kicks the first goal of the night. First goal, Bombers. Well, a good start there for the Bombers. They couldn't have asked for much better than that. Causing a turnover with their pressure. The captain gets a touch. And Archie Perkins, a young star, gets a goal. So first goal for the Bombers. From the tap down, Setterfield is held up by Davies Uniacke and they'll recall it. So back in the ruck contest, Goldstein, of course, up against his old side tonight. Cherry socketed it off the ground, only as far as Langford. Gets the handball out towards Merritt. Powell worried him out of it. Hobbs with a great tackle. Just got a kick away. Davies Uniacke couldn't control it. Setterfield wrapped up by Parker. Got a handball away somehow. The Bombers work it out pretty well here. Handball long from Martin, hits Langford, got a kick away, but it was in rush. And turns it over to Davies Uniacke. He works the kick out wide, so the Roos can go forward here. Dersma, low-looking ball, hits Larkey. So that was Zane Dersma, the younger brother. Both the bros up against each other tonight, and Larkey takes the mark just inside the forward 50. How you doing, Real Amir? What are you up to tonight? So Nick Larkey doesn't have a lot of shots from this far out. Interesting to see if he will make the distance. He's going to have to kick through it. He does. He's hooked it across the face and won't make the distance. Cherry's there. Had hands on it, was the debutant and Maley, and away go the Bombers. Through Kako. Kick across his body outside the defensive 50. Sheasel's there up against Merritt. Sheasel almost stole it. Merritt got the handball away on the inside of Durham. Almost stolen by Daniel. Davies Uniacke got it stolen by Gresham, and away go the Dons. Right, he's got an open forward 50. One target up there, and he hits it. Kyle Langford. The Bombers on the counter, just too quick. So Kyle Langford, opportunity here to get 2 quick goals. He's had a couple of big years up forward. He's been a bit of a journeyman around the ground, but when you're one club player, he comes in, not much angle, not much distance, not a problem. Bombers with the first 2. I just want to see if his stream's buffering still. No, it looks pretty good. So Bombers 2 goals in 3 minutes to start this game. They've been hot. Goldstein with a tap out the back towards Setterfield, went to ground. Ball spills out. Ball into discretion with Archie Roberts, was wrapped up. And the ball spills to Davies Uniacke. Had his hands on it a few times so far, yet to really get a meaningful disposal. So Cherry almost gave away a high one. Umpire didn't see it. Called play on, in fact. Power drives it forward. Bouncing ball. It's a bit of a chaos ball. Maley got taken down. It'll be a ball up inside the forward 50. So playing a little bit forward tonight is the debutant in Finbar Maley, going to the last line. Tap down from Cherry. Davis Uniac couldn't get a handball away. Sardis into the team this week and wrapped up once again. So as soon as it breaks out of congestion so far, the Bombers have looked really dangerous, but North Melbourne trying to lock it in here. Tap down. Stardust couldn't grab it cleanly. Davis Uniac tackled well by Setterfield, and he gets rewarded. That was a brilliant tackle from Setterfield. Locked the one arm, couldn't get a handball away, gets rewarded by the umpire. So Setterfield with a short kick, nice to Merritt on the handball, and off they go through halfback. A long ball towards half forward now with Kako. Takes the mark and immediately wants to go. Hobbs ran a little bit of an arc, didn't really know what to do with it, but eventually finds the kick. Archie Perkins, an opportunity to get his second. They have been brilliant so far, the Bombers on counterplay. Just too good at the moment, the Dons. The movement's too quick. So Perkins had one kick so far, went straight through the big sticks. Opportunity here to get his second. He comes in, kicks on goal. It's coming back. It's working its way back all right. Archie Perkins, he's got two. Well, you couldn't have asked for much of a better start here for Essendon. 3 goals. North Melbourne yet to really even have a shot at goal. Nick Larkey had an opportunity, but didn't even get it to within 10 metres out. But all of their shots from goal, or all their plays from goal so far, I believe, are from... No, 2 of the 3 have came from half back. 1 was a turnover in the middle of the ground. So, couldn't ask for much of a better start here for Essendon. And Hobbs has had a good start as well. He was involved in that first goal with the pressure act, and now he's hit himself a goal assist as well. So back in the middle, Cherry with the tap, couldn't grab it with Sardis. Wrapped up was Phillips, and it's a ball up in the middle. Well, North Melbourne couldn't have asked for much of a worse start. They've had a tough week, of course, through the media, and they've conceded the first 3 goals of the contest. And from the stoppage, they're going to concede a clearance through Setterfield. So Setterfield now gives off the handball back to Redmond. Works the kick outside. Wasn't a great kick. Phillips with the fumble though, and then the trip on Dersma. In fact, it's Jones who'll get the free kick. He's got his captain in Merritt. Does a handball. Decides not to go there. Jones goes towards the outer pocket. A long ball. Cherry goes back. Disrupts the mark from Dersma, and away go the Roos on the outer side. Archer with a short kick. Hits up Larkey. So just has to hold up here, the Roos at the moment. Nick Larkey coming right up to ground to get involved in the play. Larkey goes with a long kick. Down the wing, looking for a pack of players. Gets out the back. Numbers here with the Roos. Free kick's been called out though. Going to be going Essendon's way with Ridley. So they're going to try and switch the play here. The Dons. Reed. Back to Nick Martin. Loves playing that quarterback role. The kick indoors. Dangerous, but Perkins is up to it. Immediately goes. Wide kick. Finds Langford. He's got an option in the pocket. Gives it off to Merritt. Usually a good user. He goes a little bit further forward here. And Caddy 1-2. Great pressure there from Archer to knock it out of bounds. The Bombers right now looking way too good. Look, classes above the Roos. Archer just got a little touch in there. May have been a free kick, but umpire says all good. Cherry with the tap down. Simpkin gets the kick outside the defensive 50. Bit of a spiral ball. Well done from Larkey to bring that to ground. Mackay goes to ground. Larkey, all he has to do is be clean. He fumbles it a little inside the forward 50. Fumbled again. Pressure comes. Numbers here with the Roos. Zohar looks for the free, and he's got it. They get a bit lucky there. North Melbourne. Nick Larkey fumbled twice. Just had to surge the ball forward, and Zerha gets a bit of a lucky free kick. Not much Mackay could have really done there. Zerha looked for the high. I don't like that free kick at all. So a chance here for Cam Zerha. He was one of the players called out in the week. Can Zerha get the reply the Roos need? He comes in, the kick dead straight. Roos are on the board. They were good last week against Port Adelaide to stay in touch throughout the majority of the afternoon. Just couldn't steal the win in the end. They had their opportunities. They've conceded the first 3 goals of this game, but they're finally on the board. So first goal for the Kangas comes from Cam Zerha. So back in the middle we go. Cherry, great tap to Phillips. On to Davies Uniacke. Kicks it forward. It's a bit of a tumble punt and turned it over. Roberts, Durham, Roberts again. Pressure comes, but he gets rid of it in time. McGrath went one way, had to go backtrack for a moment. Now Reed threads one through the middle with ease. Great kick. So they want to switch the play now, Essendon. Wide kick finds Redmond. So now Redmond goes towards the 50. Not a great kick. And McDonald sees that one go over his head and out of bounds. So at half forward here for the Dons. 12 minutes still to play in this opening term. Essendon got 3 quick goals. North Melbourne have just replied. Been a pretty quick game of footy so far as well. So Cherry with the tap down. Phillips just runs past him momentarily. Dersma back to Powell. Handball missed. Sheasel puts the Roos under pressure. McDonald tapped it away from Caddy. Pretty smart little play there. Smacked it into his opponent, so he couldn't call for deliberate. And runs out of bounds. Forward pocket here for Essendon. Interested to see who's going to get on the fly here for the Bombers. You got Gresham, Kako, Perkins. So many dangerous players around this stoppage. Cherry with a tap down. Ricochets off of Gresham's boot. Now Martin. Oh, I don't know if he handled that away or not. McKercher now sits with it. Sheasel holds onto the tackle. Now it's a ball up. Locked in their side, they're forward 50 here, Essendon. Cherry just takes it out of the ruck this time. Powell, dribbling ball outside the defensive 50. Looks like he'll be coming back with a bit of warrant. Couldn't get the handball to a teammate prior. And O'Sullivan wrapped up by Mackay. Wrapped up, Cherry immediately. Got a handball away. He's dominating the ruck so far. Phillips, Parker, links up with Dersma. This is the Kangaroo. Kicks it out on the full. So this will be a free kick going Essendon's way. Mason Redmond will take it. No, it's going to be Ben Mackay. Right in front of interchange gates here. He gives it back to Redmond to tell the umpire that was not needed. Short kick to Martin. Not a lot of pressure on the ball carrier at the moment for Essendon. Martin has it. Goes back to Mackay. They want to bring it inside, but they're just going to have to bomb long here. So Mackay drives it inside the forward 50 towards right, sport to the ground. Free kick called. In fact, it's Nate Caddy. He's going to get the free kick. He's been threatening so far this year, Nate Caddy. Yeah, Comben put the hand over the shoulder of Nate Caddy, unfortunately, which gave away the free kick. Feels like he's ready to burst onto the scene, Nate Caddy. 45-degree angle, 50 metres out. He drives it long, and it's just gone wide. So first blemish on the scoreboard for the Essendon tonight. So now McDonald goes with a long ball up the wing. Commentary side. Reed with a spoiler. Sullivan with the fumble. Trying to get out of there was Dawson. Wrapped up. Umpire calls for the footy. So nearly breaking past the 10-minute mark of this contest in the first term. So in the ruck is Cherry. Tapped out the back. Powell wrapped up by Durham. Immediately taken to the ground. So the subs tonight, for anyone wondering, is Menzies for the fucking AFL up. Whatever. It's Menzies and Bailey Scott is the North Melbourne sub. So Phillips goes for the kick up the wing. Gathered well by Darling. And then taken over the boundary line by Reed. So from a tap down right, couldn't get it away to a teammate. Phillips works it at the back. Powell got it onto the boot onto ball. A little bit lucky. Lands in the lap of Parker. He wants to go long with the kick. Looking for a flyer. Who's going to go? Is it Melee? It is! The debutant stuck up the Dukes. Dragged it down. Teammates get around him. Well, he's got to finish the job, though. So Finbar Maley comes around the body to kick his first goal. Watch them get around him. Congratulations, young man. Stuck up the arms. No one was going to stop that mark. So a good start here, good start from the Bombers, but the Roos have responded. So back in the middle, from the tap down, Merritt, about to get hit hard, got the handball away somehow, Sardis, McGrath, and now Redmond at halfback. Drives it up the wing towards the one-on-one. Hobbs did well, trying to break the tackle. Hardiman locked him up. Durham with the turn, Sheezel with the tackle, and the smother, did it well. Hobbs further back on to Pryor. Jones trying to find an option here. Missed his target though. Redmond has to fight back and get it. There's a lot of pressure on the ball carrier. But can they work it out, Essendon? They do it okay. Hobbs with the fumble again. Durham further back with the handball to Redmond. And Essendon fight to see another day. They do it well. So they work it into the corridor. Kick up nice to Perkins. He's been good in this opening term. Doesn't know what to do with it. Tries to dance around the player on the mark. Works it short to Goldstein. Low dart inside the forward 50. Finds Nick Martin. Great work there from Essendon. The pressure was immense from the Roos in that passage of play, but they were just able to find a free man when they needed it most. So Nick Martin, he's had a great start to this game. He comes in, an opportunity to give Essendon back a 13-point lead, and he kicks truly. So Nick Martin running around the ground unopposed in that passage of play there. He could have been hit 3 or 4 times, but then the veteran Todd Goldstein sees him inside the forward 50. So pretty high scoring start to this game. We've already seen 6 goals. Back in the middle again. Goldstein with a tap. Missed his target. Simpkin with this tap. Did nicely. Davies Uniacke over the top to Parker. Has some time. Low ball inside the forward 50. Great mark. Taken by Constanti. So 2 former Swans teammates combine. And a chance here for the Roos to get the quick reply. So Constanti, opportunity here to keep the Roos within a goal, almost, and couldn't convert. So kick in here from Ridley. Goes to the back pocket. Archie Roberts wants to give it off. So they're looking for a bit of run in this game. Long kick up the wing. Try to get his hands up was Caddy. Spills out of bounds. You like my voice. Cheers, Paul. I appreciate that. I don't know why I tried to sound like a bit of a wanker there. But I like the way you write. It's very polite. So centre wing, opportunity here for either side. Cherry thumps it forward a good 20 metres from the ruck. Durham held without it for a moment. Constanti on the handball on the inside was nice. To LDU. Drives it inside the forward 50 towards the one-on-one. Hands on it was Ridley. Spills at the back. But now Xavier Dersma clearing kick towards Hobbs and Hardiman. One-on-one. Who's going to win out? Hardiman does gather the footy but runs out of bounds. Just outside the Roos forward 50. Cherry with the tap down. Hobbs. Try to break a tackle there. Gave it to Dersma. Free kick's been called from the uncontrolling umpire. And it's going to be going Essendon's way to Xavier Dersma for a high. I don't know about that call. I thought he threw it, to be fair. The player before that, but anyway. So works the kick short. So Essendon just taking a little bit of a slow approach at the moment. Then they thread one through the middle. Nice kick to Durham. He wants to go. Long kick on the outside. Pryor marks. They've got numbers here. He feigned the handball. Sees the lead up. Goes towards the pocket. Right at hands on it. Umpire says play on. Merritt. Handball out the back. Martin tucked up in the pocket. Kicks it towards the top of the goal square. Going back with the flight was Caddy. But now North Melbourne can link up through numbers. Parker to Stevens. Kicks it up the wing in hope more than anything. The kick's going to trickle out of bounds. And the umpire doesn't call insufficient intent, even though that is exactly where he wanted it. You like the channel very? I don't know if I like that sentence. That wasn't written perfectly, but you know, I like the sentiment. I also like channel. I like channel too. So it's going to be another ball up here. Repeat stoppages. Nearly 5 minutes to go in this opening quarter. And I appreciate your wording there, Ross. Tap down to Dersma. Out the back. Roberts, Merritt, McGrath. Breaks a line. Handball on the outside to Roberts once again. Linked up in this chain twice. Gives it off to Dersma. Kick on the outside of his boot. Missed his target. Cherry should have marked it. Has to kick in haste. Wasn't a great kick though. Phillips on the up to LDU. On the inside. Cut it off by Merritt. Did it well. Roberts. Merritt. Handball through to Durham. Breaks a tackle. Inside give towards Goldstein. Setterfield says, I'll take this one, boys. And a kick inside 50 was nice. So Ben Hobbs, an opportunity here to make North Melbourne pay. Will North Melbourne never come back from this misery? I don't know. I mean, yeah, they beat Melbourne. Everyone thought they were going to be back. They got beaten by Sydney. Sydney put them into the sword. And since then, they've been pretty poor. I mean, Port Adelaide last week, they were okay, but yeah. So Hobbs straight in front, 45 metres out. He salutes as the kick left his boot. And Essendon have got 5 in the opening term. All right, now North Melbourne After the big week they've had, they haven't really came out in much response. They've had a couple of good plays, but other than a couple of good plays, LDU has turned over every single touch he's had so far. And their defensive, I don't know what you'd call it. I mean, it's hard to play really good defensive footy when you get it off turnover, but Davies Uniacke's got to be a lot more careful with his footy. I don't have a TV, so I close my eyes and use voice. Okay. Oh, okay. What do you mean you don't have a TV? I mean, how you watch? Are you watching the game? Well, I guess you watch it on your phone. I mean, you can watch the footy on your phone. I mean, I don't know. So Essendon lead it by 18 points. So back in the middle we go. Tap down from Cherry. Simpkins smacked it back to him. Ball on the ground. Free kick's going to go North Melbourne's way. It's going to be Cherry's ball. Short kick. Oh, barely the 15. Should have been 50 to Sheasel. Wasn't paid though. So Sheasel has the footy in the centre square. He's got LDU in short. He's going to go high and long. Looking for someone to fly. Is Maley there? No, gets the sport to the ground. McGrath dribbling ball outside the defensive 50. Couldn't gather it was right. Comben neither. Sardis. Handball on the outside. Dersma. Back to Sardis. Back to McGrath. Goes to ground. He's under pressure. Put himself under it though. She's with a great tackle on Dersma. And it runs out of bounds. Bit of push and shove. But all in fun. McGrath did... I don't know what happened to his boots there or to that play himself, but he went down. He was lucky he got rid of the footy in the end. So Sherry with a tap down. Runs towards LDU. Tackled by Setterfield. Handball on the inside. Couldn't get the handball to a teammate. And Gresham, off they go. The Bombers again. McGrath. Merritt over the top to Kako. No, options are plenty. Drives it to the longest option. And Caddy gets out the back. Just has to finish, which he does. Nate Caddy kicks the goal. And the Bombers run out to a game-high lead. I'm driving and listening in the car. Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Yeah, I get it. Oh, so that's fair. Probably shouldn't be watching it while you're driving. Would probably be a bad idea. Bombers are looking absolutely unbeatable and coming off of turnover off that half back line. They are too good. They're too quick. North Melbourne can't keep up with them. And because North Melbourne are still a side that aren't really polished, getting a lot of scores, when opponents are getting, easy scores off a turnover, it's not looking great for them in this opening term. 24 points, back in the middle of the ground. Powell runs away from a couple of would-be tacklers and kicks it inside the forward 50. 3-on-3. Bombers hands to it. Neither could bring it down. Mackay turned around. Maley tackled him and gets rewarded. Well, other than the debutant right now, their forward line doesn't look like they have a winner. But this guy, Moose Maley as they call him, opportunity for his second. I meant... tractor in the... Oh, you're driving a tractor in a field. Oh, good on you, bro. Look, at least you're working. I'm sitting here watching footy. Who's less of a drop kick? You are. I'm not the drop. I'm the drop kick. So Maley comes in. Opportunity for his second. Didn't look great off the boot. Fades to the left. It's not a great kick, but a point. And a point is all they get rewarded for there. So kick in going to come in from Ridley. So Ridley goes up the wing, looking for right, shepherded out of it, and free kick's going to go to right. Umpire pointed the wrong way, but most players luckily got back into position pretty quickly. So Peter Wright has it on the defensive side of the wing. Minute and a half to go in this opening quarter. Goes up the wing towards a 2-on-1. North Melbourne have the 2, and eventually they work it out of bounds. But right now, this is... To be honest, I think this is a pretty stark first quarter on Essendon's point of view. They have dominated They deserve to be a lot further in front than 23 points. So Cherry out of the ruck, dropped it, then fumble towards Simpkin, and then fumble again. Sees it out of bounds. There's a minute 24 left in this opening quarter. Essendon have had all the answers in the first 30 minutes of play. Can North Melbourne maybe scrounge a late goal? Held in the ruck was Goldstein. He'll get the free. So maybe Essendon will increase their lead here. Todd Goldstein, of course, a champion kangaroo. The kicker kicked it straight to a North Melbourne teammate. Forgot what colours he was wearing. And Parker takes the mark. Just works it short. So North don't really seem too concerned about trying to get this one forward with any sort of speed. So the kick goes up the wing. Looking for Larkey. Had hands on it. Dropped it to the ground. Davies Uniacke finds it eventually with Stevens. And now Caleb Daniel jammed it on the boot. High up and under ball. Has to cause a contest here with Dylan Stevens and Dersma. Dersma got a handball away only as far as McKercher. Oh, what a pickup. Gave it off to Stevens. Further back to Sheasel. Stepped out of trouble. Back to Stevens. Drives it towards the pocket. 2-on-2. Dersma, of the Zane variety, takes the grab. He'll have a kick on the siren. Well, they did that pretty well in the end, North Melbourne. The kick inside the forward 50 wasn't the greatest, but Stevens gave a contest, fought hard, got the kick inside to a dangerous area, and Zane Dersma with the mark against the much taller opponent in Todd Goldstein. So Zane Dersma, an opportunity here to get North Melbourne back within 17 points on the quarter-time siren. He comes in, the kick is a bit wide, but he sneaks it to the right-hand side, and a big chance goes begging on the quarter-time siren. That's a bad kick, really. I mean, that should be a goal from an AFL footballer. Well, all good signs pointing to the black and red. Essendon dominant in the opening term. They lead it by 22 points. 6-1-37, lead the Kangas 2-3-15. Well, it's not all doom and gloom for North. I mean, they're only 22 points down. Can we get the AFL app to work this time? Oh, it's working. It's a miracle. Fucking Christ. We believe, just like Barry. Barry is Bay. I agree. Oh, fuck my neck. Oh, my neck, fuck. So looking at the statistics of this opening term, just so I don't get the fucking stream deleted, my channel deleted, have to take the vision of this game off. Good on me. Anyway, quarter time, leading on the AFL fantasy front is Archie Perkins with the 40, of course, 2 goals in the opening term. Nick Martin with the 38, Luke Parker 35, Setterfield 32, and Hobbs with the 31. On the goals, multiple goal kicker, of course, like I mentioned, was Archie Perkins with the 2. Martin, Langford, Hobbs, and Caddy for Essendon with the goal kickers. And for North, it was Finbar, Maley, and Zerha. Finally, on the disposals, Davies Uniacke with the 9, Zach Merritt with the 8, 7 to Archie Roberts, Powell, Parker, McGrath, Martin, Xavier Dersma, and Durham. Oh, my neck. Fuck, dude. Crack my neck at work today. I don't know if it was at work. I think I just slept wrong. Oh, jeez. Wow, I got to tell you, if BT had any sort of hype for that goal, he didn't show it because fuck me. Show some sort of passion, bro. I try to give my Freo mates some motivation because they're not feeling optimistic about winning tomorrow, and I told him, at least you don't have Ross anymore, but then you have Longmuir instead. No, not bad. They're Gwen Will. I think they'll win tomorrow, surely. North Melbourne to the VFL. I mean, if there was relegation right now, they probably should be, eh? I think the major concern for the Kangaroos, David, is the fact that they are North Melbourne and they suck. How you doing, cool kid? Not doing too bad, man. 9 wins in the last 90 or so games is abysmal. Oh, I don't know, man. I mean, it could be worse. I don't know how, but it could be. North Melbourne moving like Man United in the Prem. Yeah, I know, but I mean, I'm a little bit more happier when Manchester United play and play like shit. To be honest with you, dude. North Melbourne are just sad. At least most people are happy when Manchester United suck. So players are moving back into position for the second term. North Melbourne, after a tough week, mentioned it many times already on the stream, but haven't been very good in this first quarter. So here we go. Second term about to get underway. North Melbourne see a deficit of 22 points. Can they fight their way back? It was about the similar margin at quarter time against Port Adelaide last week. So here we go. Bounce down. Tap from Goldstein towards Powell, who just overran it a little. Durham wraps him up. From the tap down, Goldstein won it. Merritt just hoisted it forward. Not a really good handball to anyone in particular. McDonald, Parker, Powell, link up. Kick out wide, Stevens at halfback. Works it up to Daniel. So North Melbourne taking a little bit of a slow approach here. Daniel has an issue with his boot, but he seems okay. So Daniel just goes to the high kick up the wing, looking for someone to go. Simpkin went a little bit early. Cut off by Setterfield. Back to Redmond. Daniel's lost his boot. Be a bit careful about that. McGrath. Back with the kick. So they're going to go with a bit of a switch here. The Bombers through the middle. Finds Langford. They've been too easy going through the middle of the ground so far. The kick. Missed his target in Hobbs. Sheasel. Wrapped up by Gresham. Turned it over again. Essendon. Love the play on the turnover. Kako. Further up to Perkins. Short kick on the lead. Right 1-2. Got it. So Peter Wright It's going to be a long kick if he can make the distance from here. Had a late start to the 2025 season. Of course, a couple of years ago was his best in his AFL career. Hasn't reached that height since. If he can hit those heights again, though, who knows where Essendon will be this year. So Peter Wright comes in, comes right out to the right-hand side of the goal face and doesn't trouble the scorers. Tried to kick the skin off it seemed there, Peter Wright. Just couldn't get a clean connection. So Dylan Stephens has the footy. He's had a few touches in this first quarter and a bit. Goes up the wing, looking for Maley. Had hands on it, couldn't mark Parker to Darling. Handball's on, behind Parker. Sees it out of bounds. So really at the moment, North Melbourne haven't had a lot of great players around the mark. Maybe Cherry, but other than that, not a lot of really players like in the top 5 in the game. Davies Uniacke breaks the tackle, looking for a player in the corridor. The kick, not the greatest, but a great mark from McKercher. Pushed as he took it. He wants to go. Kicks up towards the one-on-one. Couldn't take the mark in the air, was Dersma. And now Essendon have numbers. Langford gets the 1-2 from Merritt. Kick towards the wing on a one-on-one. Goldstein takes the mark. He wants to go, so works the handball out wide. Perkins now wants to go, takes a bounce. After 3 steps, he's been watching Sench footy. Goes to the kick inside the forward 50. Hobbs with the push. And he's given away the free. Oh, it was touched, in fact. Peter Wright ruining that chance his former teammate has now with Brisbane. Oh, Sam Day. Is that what you meant? It was touched by McDonald, but I thought they would pay the push in the back or a mark to Hobbs. So from the tap down, Cherry towards was Archer, and now picks it up. Gresham snaps on goal. He looks around. I think it was called touched. In fact, it was Ben Hobbs who had the shot on goal. Umpires look around. They don't really know what to think. Umpires call this touched. So the soft call is touched. Harry Shees was the one who dove over the boot of Hobbs. It does look touched. That's what you get when you join Essendon, a team that hasn't won finals in 2 decades. I feel like you got a little bit of a vendetta against both of these teams again, well. Which I don't mind. I don't mind it. Yeah, it was touched. That's behind Essendon. So Daniel here will take the kick in. Wants to go commentary side. Short kick. Hits up Sheasel. And he goes up the wing to Cherry. Goldstein got there just to get a bit of a fist in. Scraped off his knuckles and out of bounds. Right in front of the interchange gates. Been using this commentary side quite a lot in the opening quarter and a bit. North Melbourne just have to slow it down. Yeah, the problem is, and chip it around. I understand that. I kind of agree, but their skills are so poor, they turn it over. And then Essendon around the ball have just been too good on turnover. So Sheasel goes long with the kick towards the 50, spoiled to the ground. North Melbourne have numbers. Couldn't get the ball now. Now they do. Darling try to get a kick away. Tackled to the ground by Gresham. And they want to go Essendon again. They love speed on the ball. Durham on the inside to Martin. Usually a good user. The kick is perfect. Oh, free kick should be going Essendon's way. And Peter Wright says a couple of choice words there to the player coming back was Dawson. And Peter Wright an opportunity to kick his first goal. Callan Dawson was the one who was coming back with the flight. Unfortunately, really couldn't do much about it. The kick was just too good. So Peter Wright, a chance here to push the lead to 29 points. Early stage of the second term. So Peter Wright comes in, kicks on goal and hooks it out to the left. Well, they're leaving a couple out there in this early stage of the second term. North Melbourne haven't really seen a lot of improvement. So Caleb Daniel wants to drive the kick long. Nice kick finds Davies Uniacke. So now North want to go on the outside. Short kick to Dawson. He goes high and long once again towards a 2-on-2. Gets out the back. Larkey threads through a handball to Simpkin from just outside 50. Much needed. It bounces straight through. Great finish there from the captain. Jai Simpkin gets North's third. Oh, I'm gonna take a piss. Oh. The ball's still in the middle, so don't worry. I didn't miss anything. So 18 points to the margin. Free kick on to North Melbourne. It's Cherry's ball. He plays on, drives it inside the forward 50. Looking for Larkey. Mackay spawls it to the ground. Gresham trying to pick it up. In fact, to Sardis, to Merritt, to Pryor. Again, they're just being too quick, Essendon. The kick out wide to Goldstein, who gathers it in the end on the one glove. Handball out wide. Perkins comes back on the inside. Further on to Martin. About to get tackled and gone. Well done, Hardiman. If the ball just bounces in play and rolls back, you just know that it's not North's not. Yeah, that's true. Long kick to Zerha. Mackay got across for support. Ridley almost got taken high there. Further back to Goldstein. Simpkin did okay. Ridley did well. And now he goes long. A 2-on-1 here in North's favour. Combin couldn't take it. Got a high one, was Caddy. The umpire saw it. So a free kick going Essendon's way. So Caddy wants to go. Kicks it into the corridor. Wasn't a great kick. Redmond did well though. So Redmond looks to the lead. It's a nice kick. And Kyle Langford didn't have to break stride. And now Langford goes into the pocket to really no one in particular. And it just bounces, just out of bounds, in fact. So North will get the free kick. It's a good mark there from Mason Redmond in the middle of the ground. So Combin just goes right into the defensive goal square here for Dawson. Dawson, bereft of options, just has to find his own path. Kicks it up the wing. Cherry's there. Larkey as well. It gets out the back to Pryor. Handball was interrupted. Cherry to Simpkin. McDonald and McKercher wants to go on the corridor. There's just no option there. So looking for the 1-2. Cherry on back to McKercher. Just fumbled at the crucial stage. And then fumbled again. Merritt's handball missed his target. Hobbs picked up and then dragged down by Parker. Pleading with the umpire for a free, and he gets it. An opportunity now for North. Parker onto Sheasel. Further to O'Sullivan. Couple of lead-ups. Decides to go high and long. 2-on-2. Zerha's there. So is Larkey. Spored away by Reed. And Roberts tried to get the kick away, but it's out of bounds on the fall. So a free kick here. We'll go North's way. So free kick's going to be taken by O'Sullivan just outside the forward 50. It's got a short lead up in Simpkin. He's going to go long to the top of the goal square. Cherry's there. Coming across was Dersma. Couldn't mark. Reed. Handball wasn't the great from Martin. And now Zane Dersma. Blasts one towards goal and misses. Well, for all of Essendon's dominance, a goal here would bring it back to only a couple of goals. Kick long up the wing. Caddy runs one way then another. Back to Jones. He's a little bit confused. Just works it back. And Essendon can take a breath. So now Essendon's trying to look through the corridor. Hasn't really got a lot of options here. So he just goes back up that wing with Reed. He finds Caddy. They're just happy to take a breath here, Essendon. Not really too bereft of opportunities at goal so far, so they don't have to be too concerned. Goes with a long kick and spoiled out of bounds as Sheasel sees it over. So 11:48 left in this opening half. So forward side of the wing here. Right with the tap down to Durham. Just couldn't take it cleanly. Powell at the back to LDU. Step past the tackler. Simpkin on the back now to Powell. Sheasel. Powell. A lot of handball for not much movement, but now he just jams it on the boot. Long kick. Darling had a hand on it. Pushed his opponent aside. Zerha. Check side. Kick inside the forward 50. Larkey. Will he get there? Spoiled by Mackay. Great gather from Constanti. It'll bounce towards the goal line. Essendon should get there in time. They do well. Martin to Jones. Goes across goal. It's not a great kick. Setterfield gets a free kick though. This has been Kanga's season. They start out their second term usually like this, but can't convert and ends up being down by a huge margin. Yeah, well, they haven't really played that well in the second term, I don't think, but just, I don't know, Essendon seem to be just teasing them at this stage. Long kick towards the lead up and Caddy again. To Dersma, wasn't ready for it though. Redman back to Caddy. He's just racking them up in his second term. Just spiral ball towards Langford, spoiled away by McDonald. So it's defensive side of the wing now. North Melbourne want to go through handball, but locked up with Hardiman. The pressure just too much at the moment for the Roos. So ball up, trying to get out of there was North. Hobbs wrapped up by Sheasel. Ball up again. Cherry tried to take it out of the ruck, then picks it up off the ground. Davies-Uniacke wrapped up again. Had a lot of touches so far, LDU, but hasn't done a lot with it. Cherry socketed off the ground. LDU, Hardiman through the middle. They work it up okay. Archer, another fumble, and got a high one though. Got a bit lucky there. Oh, he's pinged a hamstring, I think, Jackson Archer as well. Oh, it's really bad. He's in extreme pain right now. He did get a knee, but I don't know. Not many people grab their hamstring like that when they've done a hamstring. So it is North Melbourne's ball. Sheasel has it. Goes a lateral ball to Hardiman. And he goes up towards Stevens. He takes the mark. So Archer makes his way down to the room. Sub for North is Bailey Scott. So it's interesting to see if he'll come on. Stevens goes long. Maley had hands on it. Brought to ground. Larkey dropped the ball and he's gone. So Setterfield with the free kick. The tackle's just too good from Essendon. So Setterfield, wide kick. Put Caddy under all sorts of pressure. Did well. Dersma, Caddy. Further back now. Essendon work it out okay. So a long kick here towards Langford. He'll get the free kick. He just wants to play on. He loves the run and gun, and he's about to get taken down, though. Gone. Great work from Dawson. He gave away the free kick, took the advantage, and away he goes. The Jaden Stevenson story. Was that about him buying 28 Uber... What was it? He spent $28,000 on Uber Eats in his debut year. Was that the story you're talking about? 'Cause that was funny. So North Melbourne work it forward, but Essendon again repel. Their defenders are racking up a lot of touches in this opening half. Hobbs takes a bounce, looking for the perfect option, goes for the long kick towards Perkins, spoiled by Hardiman. Perkins up against two, did pretty well. McDonald escorts him over the boundary line. I wish I had 28 grand to just spend on Wish I had 28 grand to spend on Uber Eats, but unfortunately I have to make my own food. So Darling takes it out of the arc, got it smothered. Merritt out the back. Roberts trying to find something, gives it back to Merritt, who can just drive it inside the forward 50. Wasn't a great kick though. Turned over to Hardiman. Yeah, he seems to have been alright. I think I saw last week or so? I think he had like 50 touches or something in a VAFA game. I mean, the good news is he doesn't have to play for North Melbourne anymore. So, Daniel to Stevens. Oh, dangerous kick. McDonald took the mark, though. So, back to Dylan Stevens. Racking up a lot of touches in this first half. Handball on to Powell, who threw that away. Umpire didn't pay it. That was a clear throw. Anyway, Combin. Short kick hits Sheasel. God, North Melbourne put themselves under pressure for just nothing. Yeah, it's all great hustle there, David King, but they fucking suck. It's all good hustle at half-back, and then they just turn it over. So Martin, kick forward here to Hobbs, should get a free kick. Jones is he's trying to gather it, does okay, and then Hardiman comes in with the pressure. Great work from North. Phillips, Sheasel, handball on. Oh, they're about to put themselves under pressure again, but Sheasel will get a free kick. So a free kick here to North. Harry Sheasel will take it. No, it won't be Harry Sheasel. It will be O'Sullivan. He was the one who got the free kick, but North Melbourne just can't transfer this game. They cannot transition from D50 to forward 50. It is so painful to watch. So Bailey Scott looks about set to come onto the ground, so it looks like that injury is a hamstring to Jackson Archer. And again, another handball backwards, just turned it over again. It is great pressure from Essendon, but North Melbourne, fucking, they just do it to themselves. So Dersma goes to the kick towards half forward for Langford, and there goes out of bounds. Watched him last season during a North Box Hill game at Arden Street. It was just sad to see because he even looked like he didn't belong there. Yeah. I mean, I think sometimes just the AFL environment just isn't for people. It is so... It's like a pressure cooker of like, especially when you're in bad form or you just aren't up to it. Yeah, I would understand. I mean, yeah. So Perkins wrapped up in the tackle. They got it towards their forward half here, the Roos. There's a ball up and a little bit of push and shove. Maybe trying to ignite themselves here, the Roos. Constanti and Roberts, the two young players up against it. Right with the tap. Gresham onto Martin. Further to Stardust. About to get tackled. Got the handle away just in time to Gresham. Wants to use it well. Gives it back to Jones. He'll go inside the forward 50. Merritt on the lead. Just outside 50 is Zach Merritt. Usually a good user inside the forward 50. And that was just smart. Short pop kick to Gresham. So Jay Gresham, he's about 40 metres out. He's going to go with a snap kick. Wonder if he's got a little bit of advice from his teammate Sam Draper. He's going to come. He's going to go with the kick. He didn't get a good connection on it, and Combin takes the relieving mark. Oh, and a bit of a swinging elbow. Oh, North Melbourne just getting a bit fired up. So short kick to Sheasel. In the defensive 50, goes long. 2-on-1 on the wing. Essendon have the numbers. Ridley takes the mark and immediately plays on. The kick isn't the greatest. Spoiled to ground by Parker. O'Sullivan came through, couldn't take the footy. Perkins dropped it. Should be rewarded, North. He's not. Ridley, tackled by O'Sullivan. And now North can go on the counter. Phillips, dribbling ball. Zerha, tackled immediately. And a ball up. That should have been a free kick to Parker. He dropped the ball clean there, the Essendon player. I think it was Archie Perkins. Cherry just takes it out of the right. Couldn't get a kick away, though. Stardust picked it up. Got a high one. Free kick. And another player coming off here. This is Essendon for Ridley. Limping off the ground. So he's had injuries in his past. And he goes immediately down to the rooms. So they may be making their sub as well. So the kick wide. Jones gets the free kick. And they take the advantage here, Essendon. Gresham gives it off to Kako. Tried to step past his opponent and Hardiman. Got it away just in time. Right to Gresham. Sheasel wasn't worried about it. Good tackle. Hobbs gets a free. Dawson just gives away a high one. Essendon have just been one step ahead in this opening half. So Hobbs, an opportunity here just to reply after North Melbourne have brought a bit of heat in the last 10 minutes. So Hobbs comes in, he leaves it out to the right, and it's not going to make its way back. So Daniel just in short to Dawson. Yeah, he limped off the ground there, Genwell, so you probably made the right decision not picking him in your multi. The Dawson goes up the wing. Zerha was there, couldn't take the mark. Trying to pick it up was Powell. Immediately tackled by two Bombers. They've been great getting 2 or 3 players on the defensive acts in this opening half, Essendon. Yeah, Menzies about to make his way onto the ground, so that's immediately called out here, Ridley, I think. So got tackled and he was already wincing in pain, so not great news there for Essendon. So Menzies about to make his way onto the ground. So North Melbourne have the footy with Parker at halfback. He goes with a high ball up the wing. Phillips couldn't take it cleanly. Dersma back to Pryor. Spills back under Darling. Ball up. So it's right on the centre wing on the outer side. 3 minutes still to play in this opening half. So balled up, Cherry goes to ground, got a tap away though. Gresham taken high again. So Gresham gives it in, goes right into the corridor here for Roberts. He's got a couple of options. Short kick to Hobbs. Looking for an option inside the forward 50. He's got Kako and Merritt as a marking option, and Kako just glides back and takes an easy mark, but a free kick's been called. It's against Zach Merritt. It's gone to Hardiman. He goes short to Daniel. Wasn't paid the 15. So he gives it back to Hardiman, who goes through the middle. Had to hit the kick to Stevens. They got numbers here. Zerha taken down by Mackay. Setterfield. Durham got an option inside the forward 50. And again, Essendon just too good. Perkins has the footy. All they had to do, North, was hit a target. And they fuck it up again. Oh my God. If I'm a North Melbourne fan, I would change. When did Tasmania come in? 2 years? Okay, you go for North Melbourne for 2 more years and then you change to Tassie. Just say you're from Tasmania. I don't know, buy something there and say, oh yeah, well I am a Tasmanian citizen. So Perkins comes in to make them pay full price, and it's a goal. Perkins has kicked his third for the opening half. So 24 points the margin. Watching the Kangas is like watching a side how much they can punish themselves. In other words, a masochist. I don't know if I'd call them a masochist. Like, I think they're like cucks, you know? They're the cucks of the AFL. They love watching them. They love watching themselves like get their loved ones get fucked. If you're a North Melbourne fan, you must like feel all the time just watching your loved ones getting fucked. Watching it just has to be. I don't know how you could barrack for them for so long. I mean, I get it. Like you can't. You can't really just back away from your team when they're down, but they've been down for so fucking long. Holy shit. I feel, if anyone watched the tips over the week, the video that I did, Sydney have lost 3 games in a row or whatever, and I was so fucking angry. I could not imagine luckily I've been barracking for the Swans my whole life. Like, I've been barracking for them since 2004, so just before they won their premiership, and I was like 4 or 5 at the time. So if anyone says, oh, you just barracked for a good team, you just chose them because they're good. No, I've been barracking for them my whole life. I just got a bit lucky. So Durham to Kako inside the forward 50. Not paid the mark. Langford wrapped up. Essendon threatening to get another one. Ball up. So in the ruck once again. Cherry trying to take it out of the ruck. Stepping out of trouble is Durham. Back to Jones. Threads through a handball. Centre field. Shakes the tackle. Looking for a handball option. Still play on, the umpire says. Tapped away by Scott. Merritt with the pickup. Langford from 50. Snaps into a dangerous spot. And Essendon have numbers everywhere. Gresham, the recipient. I mean, I barrack from Manchester United. I would understand. We've been battered everywhere, even by Eastern European sides. I mean, aren't you guys you're in the semi-finals of the Europa League though, aren't you? And I think Ruben Amaron, I think he's the guy. So Gresham comes in, an opportunity to make them pay, and he misses a crucial chance with 30 seconds left in the first half. They've left a couple out there in this second term, Essendon. So it is a hammy confirmed for Jordan Ridley, so unfortunate news there for Essendon. Yeah, before I get that, yeah. I mean, before that, though, you had Sir Alex Ferguson for how many years? Can you stop giving away free kicks, Merritt? I've got you as a vice-captain in fantasy, for fuck's sake. Long kick, Reed cuts it off. Redman goes back. Who are they playing? They're playing, is it Leon? Is that who they're playing? So there is your halftime siren. Not really much to write home about in that opening half, I'm going to be honest. The game's been a bit of a bore fest, if I'm being honest. But anyway, we'll be back in the second half. Don't you worry about that. Unlike North Melbourne, we ain't quitters. Even Howie can't even sound excited. No, he won versus Leon. Oh, it's Athletic Bilbao. Yeah, sorry. That's right. All right, guys. We'll be back in about 20 minutes or so with the second half. Oh, sorry. How you doing, John Pork? I'll be back in about 20 minutes with the second half. Here's the, the podcast during the week. Guys, welcome back to a new episode of the Boundary Riders podcast, episode 111, of course. So much to talk about today. We're going to be taking a look at Jason Horne-Francis, the situation regarding him, the umpiring and how poor it's been this season. One of the biggest flogs of the week we've had so far, a real contender for flog of the year, the overreact/fair call segment, tips, fantasy review, and everything in between. So let's roll the intro and get straight into the new episode. Welcome to the Boundary Riders podcast, your one-stop shop for all your AFL content needs.
He looks at his options, and Jack Ginnivan says, boys, you brought me to the club to do justice!
But this guy has flog written all over him.
From a tap down, Reed sprints away from Petrarca, leaves him in his wake, takes a second bounce, takes a third. The sheer arrogance of Harley Reid. Finish the job, young man!
So let's get into the footy news from the week that was. So guys, welcome, of course, and my brother is here today. Just had to wait an extra couple of seconds so we could pick his boogers and bloody have his drink of his coffee, but he's all set to go now. So he's had a pretty good couple of weeks. Port Adelaide have won their last 3 games in a row.
Yeah,
we're Dreamland. Yeah, I mean, I think it's nearly territory now where Ken Hinkley keeps his job.
Yeah, Ken Hinkley keeps his job and Port Adelaide win the flag. Just the couldn't write a better script, right?
Yeah, I mean, I think that's how it goes from here. We'll get to Horn Francis in a minute. Just got a couple of news topics to cover. So, a couple of the suspension stuff that I wanted to take a look at. First of all, with Paul Curtis, he's got 3 matches. Obviously, he will be challenging that. I think it's tonight that they do the MRO.
Yeah,
so
they're doing that one tonight.
So you guys will know, obviously, being the morning, unless they challenge it, which, if he doesn't get off that 3-week ban, I would be challenging it, going to the next step, because it's ridiculous that he's got 3 weeks for that tackle.
Oh, it's shit ass. What is what is Paul Curtis supposed to do, for God's sake?
Yeah. I mean, it's a tackle, injuries happen, concussions happen. Unfortunately, just Josh Sin just came on the bad end of it.
Yeah.
So that's ridiculous. And I was about to mention Alex Toro. So he's the St Kilda VFL. He's in the VFL at the moment. He was their second draftee. He was picked up just after Travalia. Hasn't got a game in the AFL. Got 4 weeks for a bump, and it wasn't a fucking high bump either.
No,
it was a fucking piss week. I mean, look, I think the guy got concussed. That's why they've given him 4 weeks. But it's ridiculous that a bump that hit him in the chest has given 4 weeks.
Yeah, and the thing is, I think it was also the aftermath of, straight after it. The fact is that the way he looked, the player, I don't know who it was, but who got hit, but the way he fell back, and it was kind of like the Rankin way. The fact is that his body was, I don't know, in a weird position.
What, you think he was out of it?
Yeah, I think he once he hit the floor, he was out.
Yeah,
I think, but I don't believe it was 4 weeks. From what I've seen, where the hit is to his chest. It wasn't to his head.
Yeah, and I think it's just ridiculous that he's been given 4 weeks for that. Now, again, obviously concussion is such a big issue in the game, but that sort of stuff shouldn't be suspendable, in my opinion, because it just takes away from a lot of the theatre of the game if you can't tackle someone. I mean, it's basically taking the point of it as you can't tackle someone because there could be a instance where an injury happens, and that's just unfair.
Well, what I've heard is from another game in the same weekend, in the Hawthorn West Coast game, that when Harley Reid gets the ball, he's running straight into the midfield, and Nick Watson catches him. It's the same act, it's the same process, but the end result's the difference is the fact is that Harley Reid didn't get concussed, Josh Sin did. It's 3 matches to Paul Curtis. It's 0 to Nick Watson. And the funny thing is that Nick Watson gets the free for holding the ball. Paul Curtis didn't he get the free kick in the back, isn't it, or was it play on?
I think it was a free kick against him, which was one of the few free kicks that were paid against North Melbourne on the weekend.
I just think it's funny that I don't. Yes, it's one person doing it in Michael Christian. Would it be different if it was one person who was a previous AFL player?
Oh, I just think it shouldn't be him, to be honest with you.
I just don't, yeah.
I mean, he makes so many fucking mistakes, and I mean, I think when you look at it, the amount of times that we sit here every single week in the AFL season and thinking, what the fuck was he thinking?
Yeah.
Why has he made that decision? It goes to the tribunal, it gets overturned, or it doesn't get changed, and then we're sitting like with Jackson Archer in round 1. That was ridiculous that he got 3 weeks for that.
Yeah.
That bump, that hit on Cleary, because it was just unfortunate circumstances that happened. We sat here round 1, and we're still sitting here in round 8, dealing with this same sort of bullshit. We've been dealing with it for a very long time now. Every single couple of weeks, we're talking about Michael Christian's made a dumb decision yet again.
We've been dealing with it since he was appointed the role of it.
Yeah.
Which is ridiculous, because all he does is look at the imaginary chart that he has and goes like, he got injured, this guy didn't. All right, that guy gets 3 weeks, this guy gets nothing, this guy's play on. It's like, the whole thing needs to be thrown out. He needs to be redone, because we are playing a contact sport. We are playing one of the most brutal games in the world. There's going to be contact to the head. There's going to be concussions. But you're playing a sport that can go either way.
Well, and then you look at it, for example, Mitch Hinge has been offered 1 match for hitting someone in the jaw.
Yeah.
But tackling someone, which is an act in the game, gets 3 weeks, a tackle, but a punch to the jaw gets 1. How does that make any sense?
Yeah, it doesn't make any sense. And also the next one you can also challenge is Noah Bolter got 4 matches for hitting someone in public.
Multiple times.
Intentionally. And Paul Curtis gets 3 matches for a tackle.
Yeah.
And Mitch Hinge gets 1 week for a hit to the head.
Yeah.
So what are we doing here?
Yeah, I think you got to take out the act rather than the un-football acts rather than the football acts that just turn out to unfortunately cause an injury.
Maybe at worst it should have been a week to Paul Curtis because he did get concussed. I would be happy with a week, but for 3 weeks for a tackle that's a fair AFL tackle,
yeah, it's
give
ridiculous.
Me a break.
Yeah, I personally sit on the fact that if it's a football act like a tackle or something, if you do lock the arms, I do understand why they give a week sometimes. But or when they sling them to ground, I do understand that. I don't think slinging. I think they've done really well in the last couple of years. The AFL players of not slinging people to ground and throwing their heads into the ground. And when it has done, they have reprimanded those players. But when literal punches into a jaw of someone gets 1 week, but a tackle that was a fair tackle, all things considered, gets 3, it's ridiculous.
Yeah,
and. Should we really know Michael Christian's name? We shouldn't know how infamous he is in this fucking game.
Yeah.
We know him more than, I think a lot more people would know him compared to, Andrew Dillon and Laura Kane. I feel like most people would know Michael Christian's name, a guy who's, a leader of a sub-department of the AFL compared to the leaders of the AFL.
I would know Michael Christian more than most of the assistant coaches for every team.
Yeah,
and that's saying something. The second in charge of the second in behind the coach of all 18 clubs. I don't know them all, but I know Michael Christian every week comes up in something, in some sort of way. Yeah,
and mostly negative.
Yeah,
majority.
To be honest, I don't know when it's positive.
Yeah, I don't think he comes
positive up. Of him getting fired will be the end result, but I don't know if that will ever happen.
I mean, I don't know. Maybe he is a little bit of the fall guy. Maybe the AFL say, look, just give it because we can't afford to get sued. I don't know. Maybe he is a bit of a fall guy, but
the thing is that we've went past obviously Andrew Dillon taking over and Laura Kane being pretty much second in charge. I think we can go past. Why does Michael Christian still need his job? They could appoint someone else for the new regiment that these two brought into the game.
Well, yeah, I mean, the fact is that he's been there since, Gillan McLaughlin was there. He's still there. Yeah. He's the one constant. I guess you could put it as that point. Anyway, so that's really annoying, really frustrating, and I'm getting pretty sick of it at this point. The fact that this happens every single couple of weeks.
It's like on every single, every televised.
Well, look, I'm going to cut in with some breaking news here. Paul Curtis's ban has been upheld. He will miss the next 3 games.
You're bullshitting. I think that's the most bullshittest claim ever.
Yeah. So Paul Curtis will be missing at the moment, unless they go and challenge it to further higher ups. Then he will miss the next 3 games. So it's not just Michael Christian. We take it all back at this point. The tribunal as well.
The whole tribunal. There's a joke.
Yeah. And I hate to say things like the game's fucking soft or whatever, because I think a lot of the stuff is still quite. The game I still think is quite a combat complex tough sport, but then when they make these sort of decisions, it just gets fucking it just gives these people a reason to say those sort of statements, it gives them more warrant to it.
And Paul Curtis is the second best forward at North Melbourne at the moment, and in some ways you could classify him as the best one.
Yeah, he's arguably the best one, really. I mean, if you look at it, this season anyway.
And he was in All-Australian form. He could still get there. I don't think he's going to miss enough games for that to happen. So he could still do that, but he is in ripping form. Yeah. And for a footy act to derail his season for 3 weeks when no one believes he deserves it is saying something.
Yeah. So, I mean, you'll get to your tips a little bit later, but I'm sure if you guys already saw the video on the main channel, you're going to change your tip now to Essendon.
I was actually considering it once you said that. I think that, it will be interesting.
Yeah, I wouldn't be too surprised if North Melbourne immediately go and take this to the next level.
If I'm them, I would be, and I think a lot of people would be saying that.
Yeah, I just think that's shit. But anyway, let's move on. Let's talk a little bit about the umpiring. So over the weekend, what a fucking beautiful, great umpiring, I thought, in the end.
They're getting really good at their job.
Yeah, so Kane Corns was like the big talking point over the week about the umpiring, basically saying the 4 umpires isn't working, that North Melbourne got 6 of their, I think it was 13 goals out of free kicks or 50-metre penalties. A lot of them weren't warranted, which, I mean, I think a lot of AFL fans have been saying for a while that they are starting to, they're influencing games, influencing results, to say the least.
Like everyone can say, like Carlton lost, we'll blame the umpires. Now everyone's starting to see that it's not just that team, or you can't just blame it on the umpires. It's that the umpires are actually influencing a game now with the amount of calls that they're making. Yeah,
and it's not even the amount of calls they're making. I mean, I think that when there's 50 plus free kicks, that's way too many. But it's the free kicks where they're calling it, and it's just getting to a point now. Like, I mean, we saw, what was it, a couple of rounds ago, it would have been a month ago or so, when Collingwood played the Dogs. Collingwood got 33 free kicks or 32. Dogs got 14. And that influenced the result. Yeah. You can butter it up all you like. You can serve it to me different. That changed the result. Yeah. Dogs could have won that game. North Melbourne last week, 6 goals came from 50-metre penalties / free kicks. And granted, some of them were there. But it seems very tough when they do that sort of stuff, and North Melbourne could have won that game, and there were a lot of other free kicks around the ground that were paid that weren't there, and the Swans game against the Gold Coast, I know we're just mentioning my teams, and again, look, I'll put this preface this now, I don't think Sydney would have won that game. They played terrible in the second half, but a player like Jed Walter was out there, kicked 3 goals, 1 in the end. All of his scores were off free kicks. I said this to you 3 or 4 times during the game. He's got all his score from free kicks. Yeah. It is ridiculous that a player has scored 3 goals, 1 off of free kicks. 2 of them were fucking very contentious. I don't think were there. 2 of them were probably there. But a player should not be getting 3 goals, 1 from free kicks. And I think a lot of people have mentioned that the scoring this year has been quite upped. Like, the scoring has been a lot better, or a lot higher. I think a lot of it has to do with the umpiring, giving that they're looking for ticky-touch decisions inside the forward 50 to pay.
And the 15-metre rule being in the defensive 50 or defensive half, most of the time being not paid. It's like, if it's 15 metres, it's 15 metres. Just pay it. Don't fucking think, this game's a bit dull, or...
It feels like that's what they're doing. If this game's a bit dull, or they've gone backwards too many times, we're not going to pay this one.
It's like, well, it's 15 metres, it's 15 metres. Like, you don't need to think in your head, it's like, this is... change the result of what it is. 15's 15, it always will be.
Oh, it has always will be. It's the same fucking in the back 50 compared to the forward 50. And there's no rule change at the moment that suggests otherwise. Yeah. If you want to make a rule like that, then whatever. Don't do it now. Do it at the end of the season if you want to make that rule.
And make it 20 metres if you really wanted to.
Yeah. Make any rule change like that you want, but don't do it. Don't fucking make this sort of bullshit. Like, don't pay we're not going to pay 15 when it's 20 metres half the time. They're calling it before. Sometimes as a player is kicking, they're going, play on, that's not 15. When the ball is going to travel 30, it's
It's funny, like, when you hear it in the mics of the umpires, and one of them says, pay it. It's like, I think if 4 people can't see that that's 15, don't be an umpire at the highest level in AFL. Yeah. If you can't tell what 15 is.
Yeah, it's getting ridiculous at this point with the 15 metres, and just the umpiring as a whole this season needs to be seriously looked at. Maybe they need to be full-time, but then you could make the argument to say, if you're not doing a good job, then why do you deserve to be full-time? But look, I mean, if I had a job of like umpiring the biggest sport in the country, I feel like you should probably be full-time, but again, do you warrant it? I don't know.
I truly believe that whoever is in charge of this, it should be Andrew Dillon, and say, we want them full time. They are, in a way, the biggest contributor to the AFL. Because if you don't have the umpires, they do, at the end of the day, they umpire the game. But at the moment, because they're not full time, they don't get the skills, knowledge, and...
Like, some of them are, like, doing 400 games in their career. Yeah. Like, some of the big ones.
500 as well.
Yeah, 500 games in their career, but they don't even full-time.
Yeah, it's like...
So they should be. And, I mean, again, people make the argument to say, oh, they're not fucking good enough. Well, it's like, well, I mean, if you were doing your job all the time, and you were doing you would do... Like, I mean, they would have... Some of them, you would assume, would have second jobs if they're not doing it full-time.
Yeah.
So they don't have the... I mean, you got to expect that the umpires are getting tired when they're running around the ground. That's when they make the mistakes. Like, players make mistakes, so that's when the umpires do. I don't really like. The thing is, the singular umpires are the ones that get the blame, but it's the higher ups that should be the ones that receive it more. Like the Stephen McBurney, I think that's his name. See, I mean, I don't even know his fucking name. He's the one who should be receiving a lot of the brunt of the issue.
I think we should be hearing from him more than we hear from Michael Christian.
Yeah, I think I should know his name a little bit more than him. But
I think that, it's just... Give him a base rate of, 75,000? 80,000?
No, seems a bit
much.
But
even if you give him a base rate of whatever the rookie contract is for an AFL player, I think that's fair enough.
I think they're about... But I mean, I think they... If you get things like travel included and stuff like that and all that sort of stuff, I mean, the players get it. Why don't the umpires? They've got to do one game a week, sometimes even two.
Exactly. So they should, in my opinion, be full-time because it is our national sport. Yeah,
I agree. I think they should be full-time as well. But end of the day, they're not doing a fucking job at the moment. But anyway, I feel like we talk about this all the time, though, don't we? We always, every single fucking year, we're like, the umpires fucking suck.
Umpires suck. Michael Christian's an idiot.
But nothing changes. Alright guys, we're back here for the second half. First half was pretty well dominated by Essendon, but they couldn't exactly put it on the scoreboard in that second quarter. Probably should have done a little bit better, but nonetheless, still done well. So here we go. Second half about to get underway. From a tap down, Cherry straight to LDU. Got the kick away. Bouncing ball. Langford couldn't grab it cleanly. LDU gathered it as well. Shrugged off a tackle. Kick inside the forward 50. A bit of a tumbler. Gets in front. There was Darling. Zerha snatched it from him. Wrapped up by Pryor and slung to the ground. And he's called a dangerous tackle. I don't know about that. How you doing, Banjo Vic? What are you up to tonight? So Cam Zerha kicked one earlier in the night. First goal for the Roos. Can he keep them in the contest? He comes in. He's kicked it across the face. Who's going to go? No one really got hands to it. McKercher gathered it and eventually wrapped up by Roberts. And Martin just takes it through for a rush behind. So Martin just goes short to McGrath. Goes high up the wing. Commentary side looking for Wright. Common was there as well. Menzies held without it. Kako further on to Durham. Goes with a long ball up the wing. It's a great looking ball for Merritt. He tracks back. Wants to find someone to lead up at him. Merritt runs his full measure from 50. Gets it spoiled just on the line from Bailey Scott. Did well there, Bailey Scott. Had to get on that last line. He read the play brilliantly. Did well to spoil it through. So now Daniel. Looking for Maley again. He's been strong in the air so far, the debutant. Gives the handball back to Combin, back to Maley. Oh, they're messing around with it a little. Oh, the kick wasn't so great. Stevens did pretty well. Kept it tracking forward. Picked it up. Handball backwards to Maley again. I don't know if he wants to be in this chain too much longer. Stevens goes with a kick towards Sheasel. Spoiled by Pryor. Davies Uniac back to Maley again. He's had 4 touches in the chain. Kicks it long and eventually runs out of bounds in front of Zerha. Tap. So still heaps of time left in this game. It's 25 points the margin, same as it was at halftime. From the stoppage, Powell up to Hardiman, just quickly got it on the boot and kicked it on the full. So free kick will go to Essendon at half-back. It's a long kick here from Essendon towards right. Pushed underneath it. Hardiman got tackled by Kako. McDonald. Kako again with the defensive pressure. North Melbourne, can they work it out? They do okay. Parker. Inside gives to Daniel. Further on to McKercher. They work it out well in North. They go onto the open side. So they just hold it up here. Zerha. In short to Bailey Scott. Low darting ball. Darling did well in the air. Takes a good mark. Just doesn't want to really waste it here, Jack Darling. So takes his time, sends it long, looking for Larky. Zerha's there, neither could mark. McKercher feigned the give on the outside, worked it back inside towards Cherry. Couldn't take the mark. Stevens is there. Hardiman as well, worried out of it by Menzie. Tracking it down. Menzie just keeps it in his possession for the moment. Then overran it. And Stevens sees it out. So Cherry with the tap down. Durham tried to slap it on, but Power with the pickup. High up and under ball. Who's going to go? Zerha stands underneath it. Couldn't mark. McGrath fighting for it. Zerha wrapped up by Redmond. Somehow dug it out of there was Langford. Long handball. Almost turned it over. Gresham got the handball clear just in time. Merritt, good tackle on McDonald. Turned it over. Well done. McGrath, Perkins, Goldstein to Hobbs. Essendon looking too good. The kick inside 50 was inch perfect. Couldn't take the mark though, Menzie. He tracks it down. Snaps on goal. In the goal square. Caddy all on his own. They've just been one step ahead all night, Essendon. And an opportunity here for Nate Caddy to give them a game-high lead. Snaps on the opposite boot, but that just misses though. Just slammed it into the post there, Nate Caddy. So Caleb Daniel will take the kick in here. Since quarter time, Essendon have kicked 1 goal 6. They've just left North Melbourne with a sniff. So Daniel goes long, looking for Cherry. He's been their best so far. He goes long. Zerha went up way too early. And Redmond takes the mark. Goes into the corridor. Great kick to Menzie. And they want to run it now through hands. Setterfield McGrath. He sprints on for the 1-2. Kick towards Kako on the bounce. Wasn't a great kick there from McGrath. It runs out of bounds. Alistair Clarkson not too impressed. Cherry takes it out of the ruck. Davies Uniacke tackled by Merritt, got the handball away. McKercher slams onto his boot up the wing, got a nice bounce. Larkey gathered it well onto McKercher. He takes a bounce, looks at his options, says, boys, I'll do it myself. And the little champion does. Great work there from Colby McKercher. And they give themselves a chance. Back to 20 points. Cracking a coldie. Nah, it's just a Pepsi Max. I got work tomorrow. Unfortunately. How you doing anyway, Boston? Oh, hang on. Sorry. Wobby's World. Forgot to tip this one. So does that mean you automatically get the away team? Because if it does, North Melbourne are going to come back a little. Well, is it cold? Well, it is cold, yeah. But I mean, it's not what we want, is it? It's not really what we want. Back in the ruck. Cherry with the tap. Breaking a tackle as LDU. Handball out the back. Did it well. Powell on the left boot. Inside the forward 50. 1-on-1. Darling fighting for it and sees it out. Oh, you don't think so? Oh, you should get the... I think you get... I'm pretty sure you get the away team. I don't know. We'll see what happens. Cherry got the front spot, then hit the ground. Tap down from Goldstein to Durham. Quickly onto the boot, up the wing. Going in hard, was competent, but left the ball behind. Caddy's handball was smothered. He tracks it down, missed the handball to Stardust, and runs out again. So, despite Essendon's dominance in this game, they only lead it by 20 points. They've kicked 1 goal 6 since the opening term. From the tap down, Goldstein, clean tap to Stardust. And free kick goes for a high one against Phillips. Not impressed either. Elijah Stardust had a really good pre-season, expecting big things. Goes a long kick, right. Just eased into the air and took a good mark. A lot of one-on-ones inside the forward 50. The kick came off the side of the boot. It may work out. Menzies couldn't grab the bouncing ball. Dersma. O'Sullivan, Davies Uniacke, they work it well here north and off they go through the middle. McKercher, Sheasel, Simpkin out wide with a kick. He's got heaps of space here, Constanti just has to gather. He does well, looks at a couple of options inside the forward 50. He picks Larkey, who marks. Great work there from North. They worked it through hands through the corridor and they work it out to their spearhead and Larkey. Hasn't done much so far, Nick Larkey. He's been a presence. Hasn't been able to trouble the scorers. To get them back within 14 points. Nick Larkey tucked up in the pocket. Kicks truly. North are right back in the hunt. So they've kicked the first 2 goals of the third quarter, the Roos. Keep themselves right in this game. Great kick from Nick Larkey. Missed a couple of big opportunities last week. Can he get his team back in the game? So back in the ruck, Darling up against Wright. Ball spills, Wright gathers it. Tackled immediately by Phillips it is, and a ball up. So Brad Scott probably a little bit more concerned than he was at halftime. Up against his former side as well, former coach. Tap down, Davies Uniacke, Setterfield, gathered it, Powell, spun him 360. Umpire says give it a me. From the ball up, Darling just takes it out of there, sheds it forward. Mackay does well. Ben Mackay getting a couple of boos, of course, as you would expect being a former Kangaroo. Switches the play, Reed. So they're just a little bit stagnant here, the Dons. They've been quick football for the first half. Now they're just caught up a little bit. Can they work it? Oh, Roberts, oh, he's flat-footed. They work it out okay, Stardust. High ball up the wing towards the one-on-one. Down low, Setterfield. Tried to claim the mark. Umpire made the right call. Ball up. So Cherry currently getting his ankle checked. Looks like it may just be a bit of blood. Hopefully he's okay. Right with the tap down. Taken by Simpkin. He's wrapped up. And he's gone. In fact, it's LDU, so Setterfield will get the free. Setterfield, low ball towards Caddy. Oh, what a pick up there from Perkins. The look away handball. Right, inside McDonald, wrapped up. Working it well here, North and away they go through the middle again. It's Hardiman, takes a bounce, drives it towards centre half, forward and Larkey. Oh, he's given away the push. He almost did it perfectly there, Nick Larkey. But the free kick will go Essendon's way. Long kick towards the wing, looking for Jones. He rises and marks. Centre wing. Wants to go back inside. The kick went about 4 metres, but the umpire pays it nonetheless. To McGrath. He wants to switch. Looking for the open side. It's a dangerous ball. Maley did well with the spoil. Trundles inside the forward 50. What a tackle by Larkey on Pryor. Under pressure and another free kick given away. That's ridiculous. That was just a good tackle. So Pryor gets the free kick for a sling tackle. That's a shit decision by the umpire. So kick forward here. Jones. They work the turnover here, North. And Luke Parker sends it to the top of the goal square. Larkey's been manhandled. And he's going to get the free. Well, he's given away a couple, Nick Larkey, but now gives him the free. And Maley, the debutant, gets around it, gets a little bit of push and shove. The game's lifted. A chance here to bring it back to 8 points. Nick Larkey kicked one a moment ago, and now he's kicked another. The Roos are coming. At halftime, I didn't see this coming. This game just seemed destined for an Essendon win, but right now the Roos are fighting hard. North Melbourne have kicked 3 in a row. Like I said a moment ago, at quarter time, there were 6 goals, 1 Essendon. They've kicked 1 goal, 6 since then. And now North Melbourne are fighting back. They're going to get a free kick from the stoppage. It's going to go Simpkins' way, I think. It is. So Simpkin gets the free kick. 9 minutes still to play in this third quarter. Short kick to Stevens. Not paid the 15. He's about to get tackled. Got away just in time. Works the kick out wide to Hardiman. And Stevens just tracks into a little pocket of space. About 55 out from goal, Dylan Stevens. Looking for a little lead up. There's a little pocket of space. He decides to just go high and long towards the pocket for Cherry. Hands on it was Maley. Cherry with a gather. He's been tackled well by Pryor. Should be rewarded. Umpire says play on and tap through for a rush behind. So Redmond has it now to kick it in. So Redmond looks on the commentator's side. High ball. Free kick. Push down was Cherry. Free kick will go North's way. Tristan Cherry just lifting even further. He's their best player in the first half. And right now, he's leading them from the front. Kick. Just a good 20-metre ball to Comben. So Comben just drives it long, looking for someone to fly, but all it was Goldstein. He plays on now, gives it back to Pryor. Oh, he's under pressure, doesn't really know what to do with it. Dersma to Merritt. Inside kick was dreadful, turned it over, straight to Powell. On 50, he's a long way out. He doesn't look confident, but now he points to the goals. So Tom Powell probably had a career best year. Starting to lead a little bit more in that midfield core. From outside 50, just sets it up to the top of the goal square. Maley was there, couldn't mark. Zerha picked it up. Handball away. Play on. Numbers here with Essendon. Jones stepped out of trouble. Got the handball just in time to Goldstein. McGrath just had to jam it in the boot in haste. The kick turned over. Phillips takes the grab. Lateral kick to Comben. They lock it inside their forward half here, the Roos. He now sets it up into the pocket. Who's going to go? Zerha almost dragged it down. The pick up. The shrug off. The handball back to Stevens and Sheasel. Sheasel back further on. They're just putting themselves under pressure here, the Roos. Stardust was there. Kicked it away. Runs out of bounds. Umpire pings him. So free kick going to go to the Roos. This may be one of the loudest they've heard the Roos fans all year. Stevens, low dart inside the pocket for Simpkin. Well, Jai Simpkin, a chance here to bring them within 1 point. Oh, fucking hell. He's kicked one tonight, Jai Simpkin. This would be something different, though. This would be massive. Jai Simpkin is right up to the moment! 1 point the difference. This has almost came out of nowhere. Essendon were dominating in the first half. So back in the middle we go. North Melbourne dominant. Wasn't a great bounce, so I'll recall it. 6 minutes still left in this third term. From a tap down, Davies Uniacke back to Simpkin. He's lifted. Tumble ball inside 50. Bouncing away. Phillips further on to Parker. Merritt with a tackle. Should be rewarded, and he is. Great work from the captain. So Merritt wants to go. Wide ball towards Setterfield. Marks. So right on centre wing on the outer side. Essendon need a response here. Long ball, not a very good kick though, but it bounces out, so pretty much a win there for the Bombers. They've been dominant through the middle of the ground in this third term, the Roos. They've turned a 25-point deficit at halftime to a 1-point deficit now. Cherry with the tap. Durham got a handball out the back. Phillips fighting hard. Roberts to Merritt. Turns away from traffic. The kick was smothered. Bouncing inside the forward 50 though for Kako. To Durham from outside 50. Sets it up to the top of the goal square. McDonald did well. Spoiled it to the ground. Simpkin overran it. Setterfield dropped it. Spills towards McKercher. Ball up. 4:46 left in this third quarter. Locked up in the Essendon forward 50. Tapped down by Cherry to Simpkin. Socketed off the ground. Only as far as Dersma. He jammed it on the boot. High up and under ball. 1-on-1 in the goal square. Jones. It spills to Caddy. Socketed off the ground. And desperate goals come just in time for the Bombers. Nate Caddy in the right spot at the right time. So Essendon's first goal of the quarter in a much-needed time. Back in the middle we go. Goldstein with a tap down. Couldn't grab it cleanly there was Durham, but does well to get it back from Merritt. Low darting ball inside the forward 50 for Caddy. Suddenly the young star leading, and the kick wasn't great. Cut off by O'Sullivan. So North Melbourne just have to be a bit careful here. They can't use that charge in this third term as their only push in this game. If they want to win their second game of the season, they have to keep fighting. Sheasel on the last line. Short ball to Stevens. He plays on. Don't know about that from the umpire, but he just goes with a high ball up the wing. Pryor did okay. Simpkin with a stiff arm and then went to ground and just falls out of bounds. So back in the ruck, Cherry with the tap. Only as far as Setterfield. Oh, he threw that out almost. Dersma did it well. Merritt looking around. Handball back over the top to Dersma. Does it okay here, Essendon. Setterfield. Handball turned it over. Great pressure from the Roos. Cherry looking for the 1-2. Parker over the top. Nice kick. Davies Uniacke here. Forward side of the wing on the outer side. No one in the corridor. He wants to try and keep this game moving, though. So he's going to send it high. Maley is an option. Larkey as well. Got hands, couldn't mark. Zerha bullocking through the tackle. Dribbling ball towards goal. Oh, he's got it! Cam Zerha lives up to these sort of moments. So 1 point the margin. This game just livens up a bit more. So back in the middle we go. 3 minutes left. Cherry tried to take it out of the ruck. Gave the handball to LDU. Wrapped up, ball up. Cherry just pushes Goldstein aside, then got a high one. Goldstein just looks a bit tired. So Cherry just going to send it high and long once again. Can the Roos take the lead? Spoiled down by Reed. Simpkin doesn't want to take it. Eventually gives it off to Powell. Further back to Davies Uniacke. He tried to get away. Roberts, good tackle. So inside the forward 50, Cherry tried to spike it out towards the space. Darling feigned a handball, then realised he had to get rid of it. Parker's there, so is Merritt. Trying to get a handball away. Keeps it in, Merritt. Did it well. Kicks it up the wing on the bounce. Numbers here with the Roos. McDonald on to Dawson, who fumbled at the crucial stage. Has to fight back and get it. Did it well. Sheasel over the top. McDonald to Daniel. They work it through hands nicely in North Melbourne, but Stevens is shut down. They want to go here, Essendon. Gresham, he's got Kako, gives it inside to Dersma. Further on to Perkins. Great tackle from Powell. The pressure just lifts again. Well done there, Kangaroos. And they work it through the middle again. Cherry, he's got McKercher and Sheasel. Gives it to Sheasel. Kicks a weird lateral ball. Looking for a teammate in Scott. He's got Goldstein tracking him down. He did it well, Goldstein. And now Reed just bouncing ball to space, hoping for some time for Caddy and Wright, in fact. Sheasel gets the 1-2 combin. Over the top, McKercher. They work it okay in North. The kick forward, it's a bouncer. Couldn't gather it, was Darling. McGrath fumbled it twice, worked back onto it in the end. Stardust just goes to the high ball towards the one-on-one, but great work from McDonald. Minute left in this third term. North Melbourne have dominated it. The kick inside to Sheasel. He switches it. Wide ball for Stevens. He's been good. On to Power from 60. He runs to 55. High ball and blasts it wide out on the full. 45 seconds left. Can Essendon go on the rebound, or will they be just happy to hold on to a 1-point lead? Roberts goes long. It's not a great kick, though. Stevens again. He's been good tonight. He gives it inside to Daniel. Low darting ball inside 50. Couldn't take the mark. Larkey fighting for it. Dropped it. Umpire says play on. So Larkey fights and gets it again. LDU with the fumble. Gresham's there. Durham did well. Redman inside to Perkins. And now they rebound. Kako looks around. He runs. He's got a couple of options. He breaks a tackle. He can keep on going. Oh, is that Kako from outside 50? Low ball. Oh, he had Merritt in acres of space. He just burned his captain, Isaac Kako. He had eyes for had the blinkers on. Wasted opportunity there for Essendon. They've got 9 seconds left. Gresham socketed it off the ground, and a huge chance goes begging there for Essendon. And Harry Jones currently up against the fence. He is wincing in pain. Oh! Oh, the ankle. They're calling for the stretcher. This is not good. So Harry Jones is done something to his ankle. It's not good. It looks really bad. So the stretcher is being called. The 3/4 time siren has sounded. So I don't really know how this is going to work. I assume that they're just going to take him off in the 3/4 time break. But yeah, that's really sad news there for Harry Jones. But that is the 3/4 time siren. That is your 3/4 time scoreline. North Melbourne fought back hard in that third term, and they're down now by only the 1 point. Essendon lead it though, 8-7-55 to North Melbourne 8-6-54. So what are we thinking, guys? Who do you think's going to run away in this last quarter? Oh, no. No, don't show that again. Oh, no. Oh, his ankle just... Oh, no. Oh, that was bad for Harry Jones. Fuck. I hope he's okay. That's fucking horrible. So players starting to move into position for the final term. Can the Roos fight their way back in this final quarter and steal this win? Or can Essendon just regroup and go on to win this game? So here we go. The game is set it. Who's got what it takes to win? Bounce down, and here we go. So Goldstein and Cherries have been going all night. Both players just sit on top of it. They're working through the middle here, the Roos. Trying to get at this one. Forward. Handball away. Great gather there from Durham on the inside to Merritt. On the outside now is Setterfield. He just takes a breath. Setterfield. Kick up on the lead for Langford. There's a good mark. He gives it back on the inside to Martin. Not really sighted in that third quarter. He sends a high ball towards the one-on-one. Was Caddy gliding through, couldn't take it. Kako, great pick-up. Caddy to Perkins immediately under pressure. Daniel did well to steal it. Powell, McKercher to Stevens again. He's gathering a lot of touches. On the outside to Zerha. Kicked a miraculous goal in that third term. Goes to the long kick here. Hoping for Larkey. Maley was there as well. Slapped away from Mackay. Lands in the hands of Larkey somehow. And then got the ball smacked away from him in the tackle. And wrapped up. So Cherry from the tap. They were able to steal it and send the ball towards centre half forward for Larkey. May have been 50. Larkey asking the question. Outside 50 though. What's Larkey going to do? Looks towards the pocket for Zerha! Too good, too big, too strong. So an opportunity for North Melbourne to take the lead. Would have been unheard of at half-time. But Zerha misses and its scores are all square at Marvel Stadium. So Redmond goes to the near side. High ball, right. Good hands. So Peter Wright. They need a goal here, Essendon. Long kick towards the one-on-one. Cherry was able to bring it to ground. Perkins. Menzies tackled. Davies Uniacke almost threw that away. They work it out, though. Sheasel jammed it on the boot towards centre-half forward. Maley was there, couldn't mark. Fighting for it. Did want to tap it onto Larkey. Just fumbled. And then turned it over. Great pressure here from Essendon. But they are able to work it out. Reed got it away. Dribbling ball towards Goldstein. Now Wright, a couple of tall foes trying to work it out. And then kicks it back towards Pryor. And Essendon in the end have worked it out okay. Martin takes his second bounce, third bounce on the defensive 50. Gives it up to Dersma. Back inside to Martin. Kick further on wasn't great. Langford did well just to give it an option. And now Merritt on his right boot inside the forward 50. Great kick. Doesn't really use his right boot very often, Zach Merritt. Maybe he should use it more often. And now Caddy goes to the goal square. Oh, he just missed the kick. And it fades through for a behind. I know he's trying to set that up for Peter Wright, but just missed it. Peter Wright was leading into the goal square. So North Melbourne now. Can they get back? Caleb Daniel has it. So Daniel back to McDonald. So McDonald goes high towards Parker and Wright just too tall. He wants to wheel while the forward 50 is open. He sends it to the top of the goal square. 1-on-2. Did well to cause a contest, and Kako on the ground! He's going to be doing this for years to come! What a sight the Bombers are going to be seeing for the next 10 or so years. Isaac Kako in the forward 50. And that was a great finish. So, back in the middle we go. Essendon first goal of the final term. Cherry with the tap. Stardust was held without it. Umpire says play on. Try to get a kick away. Durham. Inside to Perkins. Tried to step. Good pressure from the Roos. Phillips. Sheasel. Great again from Essendon on the pressure this time. Perkins. High up and under ball. Looking for Wright. Combat did well. O'Sullivan got the handball out. Dawson. Oh, weird handball to Stevens. Put him under all sorts of pressure. He did well. Dawson threw that away though. Not paid by the umpire. Perkins should have been paid a free kick for North's way. And now Constanti clearing ball towards the wing. Free kick called to Essendon for Reid. So Zach Reid has the footy. Centre wing on the outer side. Kick towards the one-on-one on the lead up is right. Just Essendon are starting to rise again. Wright goes towards the pocket. Merritt was there. Weird option to choose for a marking option, and Comben sees it out. I think that's what Brad Scott's wondering now. Why did he go there? So inside the forward 50 here for the Bombers. Wright taps it down. Cherry did well to gather. Clearing ball. Marked almost by Reid. He probably should have done better. Perkins back to Martin. Further wide. Did it well. Dersma. Low ball inside the forward 50 to Peter Wright. Just starting to flex their muscle a little bit here, Essendon. So a chance here for Essendon to break out to a 13-point lead. Peter Wright comes in. Kicks on goal. He's hooked it across the face. It's trying to work its way back, but it can't. So behind. I'm going to take a wee because if I don't, I'm going to pee myself. And I don't really want to go viral for that. Oh, fucking hell. Oh, Jesus Christ. Don't kick a goal, please. So inside North Melbourne's forward 50, tap down. Phillips was there. It's held without it. Cherry gets taken down as well. So 13 minutes left in this final term. Cherry tap. Phillips couldn't gather it cleanly. McGrath. Handball to Martin. Good smother. And locks it inside their forward 50 once again. Here the Roos. From the tap down. Handballed back into danger. Roberts, let it go. Oh, he got a bit lucky there, Archie Roberts. A little bit unlucky there, Constantine. Not much he really could have done about that. He just didn't really know that Roberts fumbled it. So he's going to go on the outer side. Roberts. Long ball looking for right. Spoiled down by Combin. Simpkin did well. Phillips. Further on to Stevens. He's been good tonight. He tries to break through a little pocket of space. Back to Phillips. Jammed it on the boot. High up and under ball. Who's going to go? Good work from Durham. Oh, and he landed a bit awkwardly. So he gives off the handball to the runner in Roberts. Realised there was no options forward, so he just works it back to Dersma. Another injury here for Essendon. It looks like it's Gresham. He's tightened up a little bit. Hopefully he's okay. And then a few moments ago, Durham just grabbed at his knee. In the wars a bit, Essendon. They've already had 2 players ruled out tonight. So a long kick here towards a one-on-one. Caddy had hands on it, couldn't mark. Spun was Menzies. Ball up. Zach Merritt currently off the ground. Just taking his final spell before a very important last 10 minutes. Cherry tried to spike it forward. Left the ball behind though. Goldstein immediately tackled was Setterfield. Cherry with the thump down. Roberts to Setterfield and he goes high towards the 50. She's all going back with the fly. Great grab from the young man. Sheasel doesn't have many options in the corridor. He wants to go there, but he's just going to have to go down the line. One-on-one towards Starling. Did well there. Davies Uniacke trying to break through the tackle. Pressure done well, though, from Essendon. To try to get a kick away there was Dersma. North Melbourne did well to cause the turnover. And now Sheasel just high ball towards half forward. 2-on-2. Brought to the ground. Numbers here with North. They just have to work it out here. Simpkin trying to break a tackle. He's gone. Xavier Dersma gets the free kick. So a free kick going Essendon's way. North Melbourne, Essendon just started to get a little bit of push and shove involved in it. So Dersma runs one way then another. He's about to get shut down. Got a handball. No, he's called. Holding the footy. Simpkin gets it. Great fight. So Simpkin wants to go. He goes short into the pocket. Did well. And Powell. Tough kick for him. He's got an option further on. It's Larkey. Great work there from North. And Nick Larkey, an opportunity here for his third. Can Nick Larkey, tucked up in the gutter, get his team back to within 2 points? It's a tough kick. But if anyone can, Nick Larkey can, but he's kicked it across the face. And it runs out of bounds in the opposite forward pocket. So from the tap down, breaking through, trying to bullock his way to try and some space. There was power, but it's a ball up. In fact, it was Dane Dersma. So who's going to go here? Who's going to try and get on the fly for North? Goldstein with a tap. Stardust couldn't take it. Goldstein fumbled it down to Hobbs. Trying to get out of there was Davis Uniacke. Did it okay. Now Maley. He's done pretty well. It's going to North. So he thought that it was actually almost a free kick to North. It was a... So he called it back. The umpire did it pretty well in the end. Reed tried to get the kick away. McKercher couldn't gather it cleanly. Redmond dropped it. Sardis quickly boots the ball. High up and under. Going back with the flight was Larky. Dropped it. Daniel got a handball just in time for Stevens. He spun a full 360. Further back onto McDonald. And now Sheasel. He's trying to find a free man. McDonald did it well. High ball back towards the forward 50 once again. Maley is there, brought to ground by Reed, gathered by Dersma, further back towards Davis Uniacke. Nice handball back to Sheasel, he gathered it okay, inside the forward 50, didn't really look. Bouncing ball for Redmond, just broke the tackle, and then just kicked it away in haste, but he's kicked it on the full. So North Melbourne have the ball in possession, just outside their forward 50. Essendon have flooded a lot of numbers back. So now Daniel goes towards the forward pocket. Great grab from Redmond. Took it with the one hand, guided it down into his lap. So now Redmond just looking for something to go to here. Goes with a chipping ball. It's not the greatest kick, but he did well there, Langford, against the much smaller opponent in Daniel. 8 minutes still to play. So now Essendon want to go near side. Long kick towards halfback. Trying to open up the play. It's a good looking kick now to Hobbs on the wing. So Gresham just going for a bit of a run. Oh, the kick was dreadful from Hobbs. He just kicked it on the full. So now Hardiman goes towards Stevens and they work it on the outer side at Daniel. Can North Melbourne find a way? Daniel threads one through the corridor to McKercher. Inch perfect that kick. He gives it off to Sheasel. That to Stevens on his toes. Under pressure again. Essendon gather. Menzies to Merritt. Right into the heart of Marvel Stadium to Setterfield. He goes back towards the near side of Durham. One more goal to Essendon. It almost feels like enough. So now Roberts. Just happy to take a breath. The handball from Sheasel just wasn't good enough. It was to the toes of his teammate and it just put him under all sorts of pressure. Roberts towards the forward flank, but LDU just runs away as all the Essendon players drop their heads. He fought forward, but the kick wasn't the greatest. Now it's to Clarkson looking for answers. So from the rock, Cherry, Simpkin, handball inside, try to get on the boot. There was Parker, smothered, back to Simpkin. The inside kick wasn't the greatest. Perkins cut it off. Got the handball away to Setterfield. Inside ball, it's dangerous, but Merritt marks. So Zach Merritt wants to go inside the forward 50, looking for right. Good spoil, went on there from Comben. Trying to fight back for it, should get a free kick here, Comben, he does. So North now have to go. Hardiman, short kick to Daniel. And this will be 50 against Kako. So Caleb Daniel now has been escorted to the middle of the ground. So Daniel goes laterally, goes out to the wing for Jai Simpkin. He's been great in this last quarter. He goes to the top of the goal square for Maley, and hands couldn't mark. Great pressure there from Essendon as Durham clears. High up and under ball. One-on-one is Langford. O'Sullivan did well. Out the back. Merritt up against Corbin, and Merritt wins out. He did well. Over the top to Langford. A dribbling ball. Will it get there? It bounces, it runs, it rolls. And it's gone wide. Great work from McDonald to get back. Just Langford couldn't get enough on it. O'Sullivan's kick finds Sheasel. North Melbourne still a chance. Stevens, short kick up onto the lead of Parker. Handballs on to Daniel. Further on now to Zerha. To Dersma. In fact, it is! Good finish there from Zane Dersma against his brother's side. Gives his team a real chance. Well, Dersma probably been a little bit on the downer side of things in his first couple of years, but maybe that's the spark he needed. Three points the margin. Xavier Dersma sees his brother kick a big goal. So back in the middle we go. From the stoppage, away go North. Power just falls to the ground. Handball was interrupted because of that. And Essendon go on the counter to now Xavier Dersma. High ball towards half forward. Going back with the flight was Combin. Couldn't mark and it goes out. There is 4 minutes 18 left, Heather. So it seems like Jade Gresham's also gone now with a groin. So the players out there most likely have to be the ones to get through. Tap down. Trying to get the handball out with Setterfield to Dersma. Onto Durham. Jammed it forward. Bouncing out of bounds on the full. So North get possession. Not much the coaches can do now. Yeah, that's all good. No worries, Heather. So now O'Sullivan sprints away, kicks it high up the wing, looking for Cherry. Couldn't take it. Brought to ground. Trying to get it out was Davies Uniacke. Dersma was clean. Handball from Maley. Turned it over. Yes, he did. Merritt. Further back onto Roberts. High up and under ball. Who's going to go for Essendon? Going back. Couldn't take it was Hardiman. Scott worried out of it. Kako breaks a tackle. Gives it off to Perkins. Chalk this down almost. Another opportunity goes begging for the Bombers. So now Combin runs his full measure. A tumble punt outside the defensive 50 is actually going to work. Simpkin, he's been great in this second half. He goes wide with the kick to Dawson. Over the top with the handball. Puts himself almost under pressure. And now runs away the defender. Over the top. Sheasel to Darling. Back to Sheasel. What a week he's had. Can he have a big moment? The kick inside 50 was poor. And Merritt takes the mark. Goes with a short kick to Setterfield. I feel like they can't hold on to this Essendon. There's still 3 minutes to play. Back to Merritt. They'll just do this all night, Essendon. They don't have to do anything. They hold the lead. There's 2:48 left. So now Setterfield drives a long ball up the wing, looking for Wright. Great grab from the key forward. 2:30 left. Couple more of them and Essendon will be home. Right. Goes for a one-on-one. Going across was Martin. Almost marked it. McDonald worried out of it. Kako with the pickup. Free kick called. Going North's way. So McDonald will get the free kick. So now McDonald goes towards a one-on-one. Make it 2-on-2. Darling couldn't mark. Roberts was there. Quick give to Merritt again. Handball to right. Further back. Oh, the fumble from Setterfield. He had to get it on the boot in haste. The kick on the bounce. Spiked it into the corridor. There was Scott. He gathers it on the 1-2. McKercher. High ball. It's a dangerous ball. Maley! The debutant out of nowhere! Just stole it out of midair. And a chance here for the debutant to get his team in front. Well, I'm sure many kids would dream of this moment. And now it's the debutant in Finbar Maley to almost kick his team home. Can he do it? Umpire's called play on. He hasn't realised he's going to go with the kick. In the goal square, Darling taken over. He took too long, Maley. He didn't realise. And it's 3 points. Short kick there. Pryor back to Redmond. 1 minute left. Can the Bombers hang on? Redmond. Wide kick. It's a good kick. Roberts marks. 44 seconds. One more kick and mark may do it. So Archie Roberts blasted up the wing, hoping for Caddy or Wright. Wright almost dragged it down. They'll have one more opportunity in North. O'Sullivan sends the high ball. Pack of players. No one marks. Hits the ground. Martin. Handball clear. Merritt goes down. Free kick. It's called. Merritt gets it. That should be enough. I think the Bombers have got it. Zach Merritt. What a final term he's had. The captain leading from the front. So Merritt goes long. 8 seconds. Almost marked. Cherry on the boot. Maybe one last try. High ball. There's got to be a mark. And it's out of bounds. Essendon are home. They've done it. North Melbourne showed up in the second half, but it was all for nothing. The Bombers hold on for one famous win. Well, we came here not really knowing what sort of performance we'd get, but Essendon in the end hold on for a 3-point win. 9-11-65, beating North Melbourne 9-8-62. Alright guys, we'll end the stream there for now. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. If you did enjoy it, make sure to subscribe. Their review, as always, will be out on Sunday night. But thank you for listening and watching. And we may actually have a trade video coming out on Monday afternoon.